Get the worksheet used in this lesson, as well as hundreds of others, at Mathcation.com. This video is about multiplying negative numbers. You can get the worksheet used in this video for free by clicking on the link in the description below. There are two important rules to remember when figuring out how to multiply negative numbers. The first rule is that if you are multiplying two numbers together that have the same sign, your answer will be a positive number. So if you're doing a positive times a positive, so they have the same sign, both two positives, that's going to equal a positive number. Or if you're doing a negative times another negative, so they have the same sign, that's also going to be a positive number. If you are multiplying two numbers together that have opposite signs, your answer will be a negative number. So if you do a negative times a positive, that will be a negative number. And if you do a positive times a negative, that will also equal a negative number. Just to give you a couple quick examples, if we did negative 2 times negative 3, both of these are negative numbers. So they have the same sign because they're both negative, so that means our answer has to be a positive number. So in this case, negative 2 times negative 3, or just 2 times 3 is 6, and then we know a negative times a negative makes a positive because they have the same sign, so the answer to this would just be positive 6. Quick example for opposite signs, if we did positive 5 times a negative 4, that means they have opposite signs, so they're different. This is a positive, and this is a negative. That means that our answer has to be negative. So when we multiply these together, we just multiply the numbers. 5 times 4, that gives us 20. But because they're opposite signs, so a positive number times a negative number, that gives us a negative as our final solution. So this would be negative 20. Here we are at the first problem on our multiplying negative numbers worksheet. You can see this problem gives us negative 1 times negative 5. Now the first thing you may notice is that this is a negative number, and this 5 is also a negative number. We already know that two negatives, negative times a negative, is going to equal a positive because they have the same sign. So all you have to do is multiply 1 times 5, and 1 times 5 is obviously 5, and then we know that our answer has to be positive because a negative times a negative makes a positive. So our final solution is going to be positive 5, or just 5. Jumping down to number 2 on the worksheet for how to multiply negative numbers, we have 1 times negative 8. Now this time we have opposite signs. This is a positive and this 8 is negative. So we already know that a positive times a negative, those signs are opposite, which means that our answer has to be negative. If they have different signs, that means your answer will be negative. It doesn't matter if it's positive times negative or negative times positive. So in this case, when you multiply 1 times 8, that gives you 8, but then it's a positive times a negative, so your answer has to be a negative. So your answer for this will be negative 8. Number 3 on our worksheet gives us negative 4 times negative 2. Again, this is a negative number times another negative number. And we know that negative times a negative is going to equal a positive. So you just multiply 4 times 2, and 4 times 2 is 8. And then you know the negative times the negative is going to be a positive, so we know our answer is going to be positive 8, or just 8. The last example for this video is number 4. It gives us 3 times negative 1. So we have a positive 3 right here times a negative number, which is negative 1 in this case. They are not like signs, which means that our answer is going to be negative. So when we multiply 3 times 1, we just do 3 times 1, that gives us 3. And then this is a positive and this is a negative. So this negative 1 makes our final solution negative. So our answer has to be negative 3. If you found this video helpful, make sure you drop a like. Subscribe to our channel or check out our website for more premium math content. Thanks for watching.